Just gotta find the terminal, lets me do the transfer. And then press E a lot because of all these items. Money, 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 money. None of these items matter to me on an individual basis, so I just mash E until they're all in my inventory. What? You took way too long to warn me, sir. That doesn't work, apparently. But that do. Were those guns that were gonna shoot me if I clicked on the thing? Probably were. You guys are probably fine. I need a lot of hacking to open that. What are you guys fighting in here? Ah, robots. Sir, once again, that is a robot. In fact, almost no one you ever say that to even understands what you're saying. And then you're also killing them, so they're not really going to learn the lesson. Like, just so we're clear. Ah. That's the air stuff that tends to burn me. We've learned not to trust the air stuff. Ow, ow, what? I have no idea. It seemed completely like I was doing it right, but I was taking damage. This early part's nice and easy. Ta-da! Guys, no. Guys. Parvati, no. She's fine. We appear to be in the clear. Running out of ammo on this gun, though. O2 level, 23%. Mood enhancing. Air quality, a fun challenge. Scent, purpleberry. The air quality is a fun challenge. All right, it's going to be 19.5%. Thank you. Warning, due to environmental needs, any pet mantipeers will not survive at these O2 levels. Thank you in advance for heeding this warning. Wow, 5,000 experience right there. Neat. Change scent filters. All the options are purpleberry. Purpleberry, great choice. Now take a deep breath and enjoy that signature Rizzo aroma. Warning, when Rizzo signature scents are active, do not stand next to an open vent for more than 10 minutes at a time. Rizzo is not responsible for any hallucinations or lung damage that occur after this point. What pleasant folks, these Rizzo people. My favorite part is the threat of death. That's where the 100 was going to take me. I always take a little bit of issue with those kinds of hacking situations just because a lot of times they don't make it possible to get to the thing, or they don't make it possible to get to anything that's new and special. It's just they give you a shortcut. Even though we know that most people, like, so many people will just, like, carefully explore these environments. What is that? I thought I saw that person move. Like, generally people like to fully explore these kinds of environments, so like, is it really a reward to have a shortcut when you're just gonna fully explore all the rooms it skipped anyway. We were watching some creature die because of what I did. It looked like there was a human who had like crouched down to inspect something, and I was like, "Papoom! Take care of this right now." But then it was unresponsive. No, that's what it was. It was this guy. It is very purple up here. So many color options. Same great taste.
Easy.
Align fueling system. Or let's do logs first. Launch pad occupied. Tramp freighter unreliable. Fuel pumps disconnected. Animal trials. Tom was skeptical that animal trials would yield good data, but I wanted to start small. I wish someone had thought to pack a breeding stock of fruit flies from Earth. Writing them off as more pest species has limited our research efforts more than once. With approval from CNP, I've made arrangements to peruse the Borst factory near Fallbrook. Cysty pigs mature reasonably swiftly. I feel this is the best option available to us. I've done great things with cysty pig engineering in the past. Of course, my current project is far more difficult than merely enhancing the baconated flavoring of the cysty pig tumors. Let's see if I can make lightning strike twice, this time on alternate tissues. Moving to Cascadia. The board has repeatedly denied my requests for data from the other teams investigating the issue. I'm guessing their efforts have progressed no further than ours. There's some good news. We'll be heading to a town called Cascadia. Apparently Rizzo volunteered to provide lab space. We could use a change of scene. I'll ask the movers to handle this terminal with care. I'm starting to have doubts that animal testing will yield us the results we seek, but succumbing to pessimism helps no one. Aligned fueling system. Fuel pumps aligned. Connect storage tanks and initiate siphon and transfer fuel. Initiate transfer of Alta Vitae gas. Error. This terminal does not have the administrator permissions required to transfer Alta Vitae gas. Access is restricted to the Executive Research Focus Group terminal located in R&D Labs.
There we go. As perfectly aligned as the plan itself.
What? No. That was a failure, Max. We just failed to accomplish our goal so far, and you're like, haha, perfect as always. We always get our man. Two feelings. One, it's just kind of spooky how everything's already dead because of what I did. But also, I feel like I've already been in this exact building, but somewhere else on the planet. And that's weird. I feel like we went to this exact lab. I guess it's due to the fact that all the buildings are prefab in this game, but I don't know. There's just something disappointing about going into a secret lab only to find that it's exactly the same as the other secret lab you've already been to. It's like, it's a secret lab. It should be like novel and surprising and shocking and also, you know, new in any way. Ah, a person. That's interesting. Dr. Thomas Linwood Real. In gratitude. Shrine. Are you dead? I think they might be dead. There's not exactly an option to do anything about it. Whoa. No, we're not going in there. It's just eye-catching.
Great work.
Logs for Chartrand. Research notes tissue compatibility, accessible losses. Chief concern is rejection of the tissue, a problem as classical as limb transplantation, though obviously on a cellular level. The scale of the problem, though, even with Alta Vitae bolstering our effects, an achievement of such proportion, has never been attempted or even considered. How do we define a tolerable failure rate when the losses could swell to affect millions? Even 1% is unthinkable. I have much to consider. Transfer to secondary site. The project has been reassigned to a secondary lab. I'm told the board is pulling out of Terra 1 and we don't even have time to transfer our research. For once, I'm grateful our labors didn't make significant strides here. I won't forget Tom's sacrifice. Up until the end, he knew it had to happen. If it wasn't one of us, the board would have volunteered inmates from Tartarus. I'll be sure to carry his example to the new lab and the next phase of human trials. That's a point in their favor. One of them sacrificed themselves for human testing because they couldn't bear the thought of the board forcing prisoners to do it for them. The research was important enough that they were willing to die for it. This thing's all eroded and grody and been through all this time and wear, but also that's perfectly written on it like it's new. Like the board got like this and then someone wrote that down as far as I can tell. Like someone was just here. Yeah, they wanted to do their human testing, but they were unwilling to do it on random people the board forced into it. So they did it on themselves.
Wow. She's right majestic, huh, Captain? It's almost a shame we had to put her down.
Yeah. There's a lot of those around here, though. It seems like what they did was likely a mistake, but at least they weren't willing to sacrifice random people for it. That's something. Or maybe this exit will just take me out on the bridge, like I saw earlier.
Let me take a look-see. Okay, I'm thinking if I patch this into our fuel cell network, we can use the empty tanks to hold this ulta-wada-biddle stuff. Just gotta compensate for the pressure difference. We burn liquid reaction mass, not gas, and the cells are distributed all through the hull, so I gotta isolate the empties.
That looks right. You remember the sticky valve on number 16?
Of course I did, Captain. Just gave it a little jiggle. There we are. Good as pretty and twice as new.
Nice work.
Oh, I just did my thing. You know.
Chin up. Pride in our work now.
It's always on its way. Scrambled automechanicals attack at their normal speed. Oh, when I team change them so they attack the enemies. I'm not even entirely sure how to do that. No perks this time. I'm used the quest is called the space crime continuum. Where am I going? The mind control array. Ooh. Manufacturer unknown. The aptly named mind control array fires a continuous beam at targets that overrides sympathetic nerves as well as automechanical behavior protocols, causing targets to attack their allies instead of enemies. Increasing your science skill improves the movement and attack rate of those controlled. Probably not worth it, but amusing. Yeah, I think we're going to want to use this ladder on the way down, too, if we don't want to die horribly. Dying horribly is not often a popular choice. And now we're somewhere new. Somewhere full of free hacking items. Oh. He had to shoot himself. Seems to imply he wasn't a prisoner.
Edgewater's gonna look like in a couple years.
Never had much of a sweet tooth myself. Indulgences like Rizzo's were frowned upon in my household.
You're both from Edgewater. She's sitting here like bemoaning what has become of her home, and he's like, I was never one for sweets myself. Completely tone deaf, as I expect Max to be. Come out, come out, come and get me. Wherever you are. Anybody here? I'm back here again? Oh.
Wow, not even a scratch.
Took that one a little while to finish dying. This terminal is the sole property of Blackwood Z. Access by any person other than Blackwood Z is unauthorized. Consult your Rizzo employee handbook for the fines corresponding to the unauthorized access of personal use terminals. Journal entries. April 27th, 2343. Something stinks about these evac prep procedures. I know the taros were expensive, but shipping them out of here isn't going to be easy. Even the hunters are recommending we let them loose outside the gates. I don't know why we're taking them with us anyway. Someone up the chain must really believe in the project. Next day. I'm copying my meeting notes for posterity. Still, can't shake this feeling they're hiding something. Town meeting. Sumner. Called the meeting to discuss preparations for our imminent departure. Pauline. Platitudes, assurance that nobody is being fired. Explains that jobs await us all in Terra 2. More platitudes. Top management is very pleased with Project Taro and wants to ensure its assets are preserved. C. McClure. So the project isn't being scuttled? Sumner. No, just moved off to Terra 1. Violet. But how will we transport the Taros? Ted. Hunters will assist us in safely moving them onto the shuttle. Violet. It was hard enough getting them into cages in the first place. Me. What about the Raptidons? We've seen more and more around town. Sumner. Assurances that the Raptidons are not interested in the Taros. Me. But the hunters are saying... Sumner. No more about the Taros. Floor is now open for general questions. M. Cicero. How many shuttles are incoming? Pauline. We don't know. At least one. Me. One isn't enough for all of us, plus the damn Taros. Sumner. Let's worry about that when evac arrives. Looks like we're out of time. Thanks for coming, everyone, and keep up the great work. There's no meeting that's over that fast. They're incredibly tedious. But he probably wanted to close it off because people were picking up on the fact that there was only going to be one transport and it was just going to be for the animals, not for the crew. Because this whole setting's so great. May 4th. We're fucked. Shuttle landed on the pad. We started moving taro cages. Some of them broke loose. Birds everywhere. Talons everywhere. Even the clipped ones. Turns out they can run. Who knew? Then the rats got in. I don't know how. Must be a hole in the wall somewhere. Maybe they can dig. Fuck. They were all over the Taros at first. And then us. Some in the other upper management were already on the shuttle. Raps got near the pad. Someone panicked. They left us. Void take their black hearts. They left us. May 7th. Got a few homes stabilized, but it isn't going to last. Rats everywhere. They caught scent of what's in the bottling plant and now they're nesting. We need to move. Going to have to book it south across the bridge, cordon off half the town. I've been trying to hail corporate, but none of my messages are getting through. I don't think help's coming. Cecil insists corporate wouldn't abandon us, but I saw that shuttle. There wasn't enough room for us and the birds. Someone up there made a decision and it wasn't for our well-being. Rotten bastards. I make it out of this mess, I'm coming for them. You should. Let's all hold hands and shoot all of the board people. We'll all go to Byzantium together as a group and just shoot all the people that didn't come with us. That's a pretty good criteria. That'll clear them out pretty quickly. I'd probably like a lemon slap. Well, I don't know. Everything in this universe sounds like it might be terrible food. But I do like lemon flavored everything. Wow, it's really hard to use these stairs. Oh, I'm not supposed to. I'm used to this floor plan, so I was like, I'll just go right upstairs. Nope, not really doable this time. So it's currently pointing me my way back to my ship. But I'm curious. I never came out of this door, so where does it go? Not a loading screen. There's something down here. You're all going to die down here. Oh. There's the Sisty Pigs. Or one. Who's revolting? Yes, you are. Who's just a nightmare? Herbert. Herbert friend?
I've had quite enough of you.
Herbert friend. Ooh. This is what a woolly cow is. I don't think I've seen one yet. It's very woolly. That's fitting. That's interesting. I wanted Herbert to be friend. Oh my god, Herbert, you got a corpse in the corner. It's bleached at this point. I'm guessing you noticed it. The sugar cane? I wanted him to be friend, but he had a health bar and a detection meter, so it's like, here comes the fight. I also wanted you to be friend. But now dead. This guy was the only guy still working in this entire facility that's been gone out of commission for like years now? Dedicated to his craft. Oh my god. Just gotta keep hard at work on that purple berry crunch. The taste you can see. In hell. Terminal is the sole property of Herbert Buckwalter. Accessed by any... Journal entries. Herbert Buckwalter. Preparations. Dear Margaret, I fear that when you wake, you'll think I've abandoned you like Rizzo has. I assure you of the opposite. I have commenced preparations to ensure you and Herbert survive until you're both rescued. As for myself, oh, it's Howard, not Herbert. How could I ever be confused by this? People out with the same letter for a name. As for myself, I fear the worst. I will make every attempt to survive the coming months, but the bites I've suffered while fleeing from the Raptidon show no signs of healing. I can only hope that you wake before I pass, but in the worst case, know that I love you both. Yours, now and well after my atoms have been co-signed to the Aether, Howard. Rationing. Dearest Margaret, our quarters here may be tiny, but Herbert continues to investigate its every nook and cranny with utter delight. I am pleased to report that he shows no signs of distress following our sojourn into this humble new home. I have brought with me everything I can take back from the surface. Our ex-colleagues continue to try to live above ground, though they have barred the north gate from the encroaching Raptidons. They remain unaware as to the existence of this hideaway, and I aim to keep it so. If they found my store of food, they'd surely seek to divide it amongst themselves. Recalling my emergency training, though it was years ago, I've managed to secure intubation to sustain you while you sleep so peacefully. Properly rationed, our supplies here will last some years, surely enough that Rizzo will come to rescue us. At the very least, Herbert shall survive well through his adolescent years, with proper rationing, perhaps even into adulthood. As for myself, my wounds have begun to smell. Herbert pretends to not notice, but the way his nose crinkles reminds me of how you used to laugh. How he grows with each passing day. Engineering a mother. Dearest Margaret, I hope you will not take offense should you one day wake to find an automechanical preparing Herbert's meals or adjusting your intake tubes. It has taken quite an effort, and many failures, to which my new burns can attest, to engineer an automechanical to take care of any person, much less one infant and one comatose woman. With any luck, should the infection of my leg continue to grow, these machines will handily replace my fatherly duties and maintain the loving care required to raise Herbert and nurse you back to health. To my surprise, the cooking model is even capable of limited tutoring services. Yours, now and well after my atoms have been co-signed to the Aether. Underwear. Dearest Margaret, the automechanicals are working splendidly. Their fervor reminds me of my youth, years ago, before I became the exhausted husk I am today. Part of me is thankful that you cannot see me in such a state, with one useless leg and ominous streaks of black racing along my veins. I will leave you with a word of advice. In the absence of proper undergarments, I have taught the automechanicals to wash tanned Raptidon hides for reuse. With the last vestiges of my strength, I collected a few from the surface. Should you wake, I beg you, do not go up there. Remain here until rescued. Our colleagues have perished and only monsters now remain. Yours, now and well after my atoms have been co-signed to the Aether, Howard. Bookwater D. Letters. Father and sister, I practice my letters, so here they are. A, B, C, D. So one of them is all of the letters in the order in which they're listed on the QWERTY keyboard. The other one is alphabetical. Rizzo. Rizzo's purple berry crunch, ready to eat. Tripicale flakes, purple berry flavored power nuggets. Rizzo's purple berry lunch, non-organic purple berries, crackers, cheese, pea-free nuts. There's always time for purple berry lunch. New. Net or 3 2 ounce. So yeah, Yeah, he's practicing his letters. So he's spelling out all the stuff that's on the box, so basically, is where he's at. Scythe. Today, Father finally let me use the candy cane. It is called a scythe. He showed me how to be safe, and so I do not burn myself. Maybe I can use it to capture another woolly friend and make him proud. Father, Howard has not moved this morning. His tummy is very still, and he's very quiet like Mother was when Howard took her tubes out and cried all night. I think White Hat is my father now. I don't know if it is able to be proud, but I will try my best. Aww. I don't know if I can be proud, but I'll try my best. Oh, so we learned from that perspective what happened to the mother. Her coma didn't last as long as his... Like, even his wounds didn't kill him as fast as her coma eventually did, I guess. Maybe that's why he attacked me on sight with the scythe. It also could just be that this place is overridden with brigands and whatnot, but he was in attack mode immediately. It had that little detection meter that tells you the game and that the character's hostile in this game. That's how it goes. I think about the experiment that was done with it was like a monkey, I think. They would give them a functional mother and a loving mother, essentially, but they were both artificial. But one of them was soft and furry, and it was like an actual like physical representation of like another monkey, essentially. And they would cling to that monkey. But there was a second mother that was harsh and mechanical, but had a feeding tube on it. So they were testing whether or not the monkeys would prefer the comfort and love, or if they would prefer sustenance. And what they found is that the monkeys would only go to the sustenance mother briefly whenever they needed something, when they needed milk and so on, but they would sit there and cling to the comfort mother indefinitely. I think basically all of them went insane though, because they didn't have real mothers to raise them. There's the kind of danger here is that we have this character that was brought up largely sorry about that. Somebody who was brought now to drink water. Sneezing always fucks up my ability to speak. Being brought up in an entirely artificial environment with no contact with others of its kind drove them insane. So it could be that we were doomed from the get-go on being able to ever interact with these people. Disable security protocols, why not? I don't think there's any more to deal with, but there it is. So that's the mother. I guess the child must have gotten bored and rearranged her corpse at times or something. And the other one is the father. I get the environmental storytelling angle, but it's pretty morbid that both of the parents are just kind of in the room and decomposed down to a skeleton. No burial. Kind of thought the father might like drop himself off the ledge or something. But it seems he died in this corner, and then the child just watched them both decompose, basically. Which takes a long time. He watched them both decompose and left their remains exactly where they were, in a room that he could never leave, which meant he was also just smelling two corpses, just ongoing. It's really just all around a real bad time. You press Q, E, Q, E. Feel that speed. The candy cane. There we go. Now I get back to being able to walk. The Armored Ballistics. The candy cane. 20% crit chance. A scythe for the discerning reaper. Alright. Unfortunately for him, we had guns. Guns continue to be a pretty good option instead of candy canes, as it turns out. Oh, wait. Always remember to sell junk. Zzz, boom. There goes 12 pounds. Alright, mission successful.
Not today, Sam. I am not in the mood for a deep clean. Oh, all right. Some culprit who shall not be named spilled Rizzo's lemon slap on my console.
Or you. Hello, Sam.
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error! Refill printer paper.
Good work, Sam.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Well, that's
May
it for
luck
now.
be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
Right, let's seek some closure. And we actually have reason to go back to Groundbreaker for now. Why not? It doesn't take that much longer than other forms of fast travel.
The Groundbreaker.
Get ourselves a little closure on some of these quests instead of just prioritizing entirely based on what planet we're on. Oh, hold R. There we go. Was looking for that repair button. I'll bring my most piratey people. Load! There we go. Got a little worried. We gotta go across the whole area. That's even fast travel for those purposes. Continuing my process of trying to get on good terms with basically everyone who's not the board.
That gas is going to make us a fucking mint. 120-some cubic meters of it, at 1,000,000 bits a pop. Take this, you've earned it. When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna buy a gold toilet to shit in.
The height of ambition for us all.
You're goddamn right. Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. But here you are with all your limbs attached. Call me impressed, contractor.
You should have at least given me like 20 grand, not 2 grand. Didn't you say those were like hundreds of units of whatever, and like it's like 1,000,000 bits a pop for each of those units? That's like hundreds of millions. Do you always send your first-timers into certain peril?
I guess you're just one of the lucky ones. Look on the bright side. You just started and you're already on the path to a promotion. I hope you kept the Unreliable's engines warm, because I got another job lined up for my new favorite contractor. They're gonna salvage me a space station. Heliospheric Research Station 1084, to be exact. I want it. Cobwebs and all. Interested?
Sounds like a major business expansion. It pays to get in on those early, you know.
This opportunity won't come around again, Captain.
How did a research station become salvage?
Right now, it's only salvage on paper. Systems and comms have gone dark. Poke around if you're curious why. While the board lets 1084 gather dust, you're gonna swoop in and plant Sublight's flag. Perfectly legit, perfectly legal.
Farming equipment, right? Sounds risky. Do you have a buyer lined up?
Not this time. The board tolerates our business up to a point, and selling off a station full of their old gear and terminals crosses that point. But if we were to move in and commandeer the station as a Sublight salvage remote office, that's a different matter. Legally gray by comparison. More of a squatter situation.
Just point me in the right direction.
Here, this override bypass should get you into the station's systems where you can plant my flag. And one last thing. When you get there, make sure you aren't followed. We wouldn't want that.
Who are we worried about? Authorities? Competitors?
Both. Neither. Right now, it's safer if I keep you in the dark. I'm on the heels of something big. Play your cards right and I'll clue you in, but right now, I'm not sure who I can trust. Just be careful. Someone might try and use you to get to me.
She is continually refusing to identify the problem. Which is continually trying. Slaughterhouse Clive. These names. These goddamn names. Slaughterhouse Clive.
Captain,
I've read Slaughterhouse
if you're
5.
looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
Rare spawn scene. Let's
so then
take a look.
says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it. With interest.
Nice one. You must have had them quaking in their heels.
I mean, I wasn't really gonna do it. I just wanted to make him feel bad.
Pay you back with interest. I gotta remember that one.
Would have felt better if it had worked.
He's trying so hard to be her. Scylla. I've been there before, right? Isn't that a piece of shit? Yeah. It's the abandoned terraforming asteroid, right? Where I fought big scary monkeys. I mean,
Hey, boss, I want to talk to you. Hey, boss, got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. You were close. Then one day, they up and vanished. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. What's going through your head?
shock and disbelief, seeing as how most of my friends are still on Earth.
Right, forgot about that. Though, shock and disbelief's a good way to put it. Guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk to me. Says it's urgent.
This is obviously important to you. Let's go.
Figured I should let you know, seeing as we're on Scylla and all. Clyde's got a base on the other side of this rock. I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
Thank me later. Well now, I guess that's the party accounted for. It's funnily enough the only planet I've explored so far with Felix. But we didn't know about this objective yet. That's actually a pretty cool looking piece of armor. With like the cape and the shoulder and stuff. Oops. Alright, so 2 people are looking up old friends on the same planet at the same time. I've already explored this place, so it should be pretty quick to find them. In this case, we have a waypoint directly on top of our objective. Oh, enemy objective. Our enemy waypoint. What was this? Was it? Oop. Okay. Gonna have to ask you to stop now. Delete. That's not how you fight robots, you fool. I see they're all back. That's not the last of them. Maybe that one doesn't count? Alright, well they all came back. Holy shit. I'm a little surprised you're allowed to just sort of spawn in the middle of a mob of bad. Friend or foe? It's apparently its own loaded area. Oh. It's almost nice on here, almost like you've had to live here alone.
What have the solar winds deposited on my doorstep now? Just more dirt and debris? Or do you actually believe you are here seeking the truth? I must admit, I tire of the truth seekers. Mayhaps you're here to rob me? That would be so much more exciting.
It depends. Who are you?
Oh, the audacity. Strangers enter my home and demand to know who I am? What fun. Is this a multiple choice question? Because I'm not sure I remember anymore.
Well, in that case, we're here to rob you. What have you got?
Not much, but you are free to take whatever you wish. Please leave me a few morsels of food, though. I may not eat a lot, but I still do need to eat.
We are not here to rob you. I've brought this book for you to translate for me. We've been told this was once yours. I believe the knowledge within here contains the answers I seek. Answers that will free men's minds from toil.
I can translate it, but it won't do you any good. I can see you are a man in a hurry, and the insights in that book would take you years of study to fully comprehend.
I have spent my life in contemplation. I believe my mind is prepared to receive the truth.
We've come a long way to help Max get some peace. Is there anything you can do to help?
There is one way that can speed up the process. It involves a combination of several ingredients, some of which can be fatal. It is not for the faint of heart or the unprepared.
Well, Max just said he was prepared, didn't he?
And I believe he may be right. There is both violence and peace warring inside you, Max. This process would be extremely tenuous for one such as yourself.
I'm committed, no matter the cost.
No matter the cost. It's just drugs, Max. We ain't making you walk in front of a firing squad.
I'm in.
All right. Head on into the meditation room and partake of the sacramental incense. It's waiting on the table when you're ready to begin.
Well, next episode's going to be interesting, isn't it, Max? And I guess you're just kind of along for the ride. Congrats.